In this video, we'll be talking to you guys about the weather pattern change in the weather pattern for much of the United States, where we might see some below average temperatures. In fact, maybe record-breaking below average temperature for the northern part of the U.S. and the Northeast. And then we're also talking to you guys about the Southwest, with rainfall, with monsoon rainfall that's still hanging in there for parts of Arizona and New Mexico. Welcome everybody, my name is Shulman, and I'm sorry for not uploading a lot of videos recently. The past 2 weeks, I've been busy with golf and school, and midterms are coming up, so I'm trying to balance YouTube as well golf and education. So enough of that, and now let's talk about what we're showing guys. So this is the climate prediction in the next 6 to 10 days. More, more, I'm more worried about this because it could be really, really bad. I mean, parts of you might see some snow as well, but we're expecting well below average for pretty much from Chicago all the way to Cleveland, with the sweet spot near Cleveland, and then above average in the west, which means that there's going to be a ridge, which is what usually happens around this time. It's going to be hot and dry. This is why you get a lot of wildfires in the month of October. And then down south, you get some below average here because the monsoon rainfall that continues to happen in New Mexico and Arizona. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. And then let's look at the 8 to 14 days. It looks about the same, but it looks like the monsoon might end, which is why you get back to above average. And as you get from Des Moines east, it'll be back to below average, which is looking like October will be a cold month for most of the Great Lakes region and Northeast region. So we'll hear the tropical tidbits like we always do, and when we first talk to you guys about the temperature anomalies. So we're gonna show you guys where the cold air what we were talking about is coming from. The cold air is coming from Alaska. So currently we're seeing some cold air currently today. In fact, it was 29 degrees, which is really, really cold for this time of year. This morning we should be about 36 to 40 degrees where I'm from. And then also high temperature didn't get to 61, we should be in the mid 60s. So we're gonna get some cold air from Alaska that's coming in. But first, so let's show you guys. So this is what the pattern is currently. Which is currently today. You can see some cold temperatures, 8 to 10 degrees colder. But then we can get some cold air. We might get some days of warm ups where we might get in the 70s, but then the cold spell was coming in for, which is kind of like a mini polar vortex going to come in and hit us with record breaking potential. We'll zoom in for you guys to see how that is going to be. Came from Alaska and North Pole. Look at that. That could be from Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Illinois. You might be anywhere from 10 to 15 to up to 20 degrees below average, while out west you might be 30 degrees above average. So that continues to show you guys the pattern. This is Monday, into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before we see something cool warm up before another cold spell will continue for much of the north, with maybe some warm temperatures coming in towards the end. So what does that mean for temperature? We'll show you guys now with the temperature, not actual temperatures. Alright, here's the current temperature we'll be showing you guys. We're going to start here with today. Look at this. Tomorrow will be in the 60s and 70s for much of a look at that. Iowa in the 70s, Illinois in the 60s and 70s. But we're going to be talking to you guys around this time where the cold front is going to see. And pretty much if you live east of this line of central Iowa eastward towards central Pennsylvania, you're going to see 50s and 60s pretty much for high temperatures every time. You can see that 50s and 60s with some frost. The blue line is pretty much showing us where the frost will be. It may expand, look at this, Sunday it may expand into northern Illinois, includes much of Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. In fact, it might get in the low 20s, some parts of Minnesota. But just overall, you can see the trend. You're going to get upper warm. I'll show you guys like around here. Ridge in the west, which would be warmer temperatures. Trough in the central, which is where you can see the 40s and 50s, and then a little bit of ridge up in New England as well. But look at that, it continues to be cold. Look at that. coming up major frost. You might see first frost in Kentucky and Ohio and West Virginia 10 days from today. It'll continue to be cold, and that's what the pattern is. I mean, it's fall all the time. Just what I like about fall, because as it gets colder, the leaves change. I'll show you guys some videos in the future as well. So now let's talk to you guys about the future radar, because some parts of the United States could see their first snowfall of the season. Alright, so we're going to be showing you guys how it is playing out. Here comes the cold front coming in. Maybe some showers and thunderstorms, maybe down south from Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas. We might get some severe weather. It all depends about how the moisture comes into play, interact with the cold front. But after that, we might get some lake effect snow that could develop into Michigan, northern Wisconsin, UP, Michigan. Some models hinting some, maybe even some substantial snow for northern Minnesota as well. But that continues to hang in there. Maybe even some snow for northeast, which could happen, but we'll have to wait and see. So how much snowfall are we expecting? We'll zoom in to the north central region first. So you guys, we'll start with the northeast. Maybe as much as, look at that, 6 to 10 inches of snow for the Adirondacks, potentially due to lake effect snow. Some snow for Maine, and some snow near Buffalo as well. You can see some snow for most of Michigan. You might get an inch or two. But what's more interesting to see is what the UP and northern Minnesota might get in the next few days. Alright, so now we'll be taking a look at another model, which would be the Canadian model for North Central, because that's what I want to focus on right now, because they have the best chance of seeing some snow. So this model is also hinting that we'll be getting some warm air. Here comes the cold front. It's a broken line of showers and storms. It moves in. You can see the blue line, the 540 line is the freezing line. How far south it comes, it gets close to Indianapolis. And then you get some snow up in Manitoba, central Ontario, and now you can see some snow for the Arrowhead. In Minnesota, you might get some snow from Duluth, you might get some snow near International Falls and Marquette. UP as far south as maybe Green Bay, and it continues to produce some snow for UP and some lake effect snow as we get towards the end of this model run. So how much snow are we expecting? Let's show you guys right here. Look at this. Sorry. Look at this. This is crazy. You might get as much as 6 to 10 inches of snow for UP of Minnesota, of Michigan, as well as maybe even the Arrowhead near International Falls, near Duluth, maybe 4 to 6 inches of snow. And in fact, you might get a foot of snow near Winnipeg, Manitoba. That is crazy to think about. It's only October 8th, and we're talking about substantial snowfall for this part of the region. It is pretty common. It's not uncommon to see snow this time of the year. I mean, in fact, this model could hint some snow even as far south as South Bend, Indiana. But we'll have to wait and see how that continues. Alright, so now we're going to be talking to you guys about the last thing on the video, which will be talking about the monsoon season. The monsoon still hanging in there for the Southwest, which is really crazy to think about. We'll be looking at the NAM because I don't know how much longer the South monsoon will be. So we're talking about the monsoon as well. In the last few days, you've been seeing a lot of rainfall for New Mexico and Arizona, but let's see what they expect the next 4 days. Look at that. A lot of plume with some heavy rainfall for southwest New Mexico. They're moving north, so this could produce some flooding near Albuquerque. Pop-up storms, maybe some showers near in Utah. Some just showers, isolated showers and thunderstorms for Arizona, and then a little bit more widespread for New Mexico as it continues to move its way in. New Mexico looks like it's going to get the hardest. And then, again, some showers. Just a daytime heating this time of the year. You might get some showers, thunderstorms all across the southwest. But if you get underneath one of these, this could produce an inch of rainfall. Or if more, which will cause some major flooding for this part of the U.S. as it continues. It's very isolated, but after we get to Tuesday, I expect the monsoon season to mostly end, and it's been a pretty healthy monsoon season. Vegas got a lot of rainfall. Southern Utah got a lot of rainfall. Colorado got a lot of rainfall. New Mexico got the most. They benefited the most. Arizona got some, however. Places like Oregon, places like California didn't get too much, and Northern Utah did not get too much. If not, they barely got anything. So how much rainfall are they expecting? We'll quickly look at before we end the video. As you can see, mostly confined for the place that got the most: eastern Arizona, and this time southwest New Mexico, which is good because they've not got the most. It's been mostly eastern New Mexico and northern New Mexico. In fact, southwest Colorado might get some rainfall. Mostly expect half-inch rain, maybe a tenth of an inch. But if you get underneath these storms, especially southwest New Mexico, you might get 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. So guys, thanks for watching. Sorry for not uploading a lot. It's been really busy. I'll continue. I'm not letting you guys down. I'm not forgetting about you guys. I might post some YouTube shorts the next few days, but thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys back for another video. Enjoy the rest of the day, everybody.